Yeah. Going live. Wait for 3 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In the meanwhile, I'm
Sudeep,
just
do I need to
waiting for-
record? No?
No.
Okay, so let me mute all, and Rama sir, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, done. Oh, Kamalji, you can start the session with introduce.
Okay. Good evening, all. Welcome to EMM4. Today's new session with Rama sir on personal growth. So we know Rama sir, like there's no need for introduction because we know he has taken so many sessions within the EMM4. So now today's we have come up with a special session on the personal growth, and without taking much more time, I'm just handing over to Rama sir to take us from this session. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and you can start.
Thank you, Kamal, and good evening, everyone. So let's look at personal growth or personal development. This week, that's the theme of the week. So the personal development or growth consists of activities that develop a person's capabilities and potential, build human capital, facilitate employability, and enhance quality of life. That is the most important thing. Enhance quality of life and the realization of dreams and aspirations. Personal development may take place over the course of an individual's entire lifespan. So it is not that you do it once and it is done. So the personal development is an ongoing journey. So what's the purpose? The purpose is to really live a very good quality life. So that's the ultimate purpose. For that, of course, you have to go through all these things. You have to earn something, you have to take care of your day-to-day things, you have to take care of yourself and the people around you and all those things. But whatever we do, can we do it in a much more simpler, smoother, and better way and be happy about it? So it is not possible that all the time we can be happy, because the human life itself is such that it will give you all kind of opportunities, including good, bad, happiness, sadness, everything will come. What we need to do is that develop ourselves, equip ourselves to handle whatever comes in a balanced and smoother way. So that's why the personal development is required. Otherwise, what happens if you don't develop, you get crushed. Some negativity, there is some sadness, you get into trouble, and then you cannot live a healthy and wealthy life. So that's why we need to have the personal development as a continuous journey in life. Okay, so here is what Mahatma Gandhi said: your beliefs become your thoughts, your thoughts become your words, your words become your actions, your actions become your habits, your habits become your values, your values become your destiny. What a beautiful thread he has really explained so well in one sentence. So what is that our beliefs? So our beliefs gets formed on so many ways, that based on our background, based on our family, based on our environment, based on our upbringing, based on our education, all those things shapes our beliefs. So that is a fundamental thing. So if you want to really change your life, if you want to develop from what you are today, you have to go to your fundamentals of beliefs. And then you have to start changing the beliefs. Only then you can change the thoughts. So some of us think that we can change the thoughts just like that. It's not possible. You may know that this is something good, but you cannot change without changing your beliefs. So that's where we have to work internally on how to change the beliefs. So the beliefs are deeply held within ourselves. So that's important to focus on. That's why it takes time, the development, the personal development. So once the beliefs changes, then your thought changes. Once the thought changes, your words changes. That's very important. I think all of us know, or at least many of the religions and scriptures say three important things. One is what you think. Second, what you say. Third, what you act. So thinking, saying, and acting. Those three are very, very important. It has to be congruent. It has to be in alignment. What you think, what you say, and what you act. All those three have to be in alignment. So Mahatma Gandhi says also that before the thoughts, what is there, which is beliefs, and after the action, what is there, that is most important. Based on your actions, your habits get formed. You repeatedly act in a particular way, your habits gets formed, and then your habits form a set of values, and that becomes your destiny. The values also becomes beliefs. So it is like circular thing. So after continuous habits and the values, it becomes beliefs, and then again it comes as thoughts, and then words and actions, like that. So it is very important for us to understand this and see in action, observe yourself and see how it works. What are the set of beliefs and how it changes your thoughts, and then the thoughts, how it changes your words, and then how the words help you to act, and then how the habits get formed, and the values and destiny. So it's important to really understand this. Okay, so to do any personal development or personal growth, you need to have basic motivation. Otherwise, you cannot change. If you are in a negative state, if you are in a kind of laziness, if you are get stuck with your current situation, you cannot change, or you cannot develop, you cannot grow. So what is required is the happiness chemicals, which we have been, I think many of us have been exposed to this, that how do we really get this happiness chemicals in the system. See, ultimately, whatever we do, our system is electrochemical system. So the neurons work based on the electricity based charges, and then many other things work. Many other things work as chemicals. So electrochemical is the thing it works inside. So it has many ways of working. There are people who are really doing a lot of research to find how exactly it works and what can be done to really trigger those electrochemical stuff. And some of the things what they found is that these are the things: dopamine, the reward chemical; oxytocin, the love hormone; serotonin, the mood stabilizer; endorphin, the painkiller. If we can some way activate these four hormones or chemicals, there is a good chance for us to really be more active, more happy, and do what we want to do. See, many times we want to do something, but our mood or our psychology, our system doesn't allow, even the health doesn't allow us to do those things. So hence, these are very, very important to really focus on this and get it in the system internally, so that you can do what you want to do. So dopamine is generated by completing a task, doing self-care activities, eating food, celebrating little wins. So consciously we have to design our life such that every day we do some of these activities or all of these activities. Oxytocin is generated by playing with animals, pets, playing with baby, holding hand, hugging your family or people in general, give compliment to each other. So this generates the oxytocin. Serotonin, this is generated by meditating, running, exposure to sun and nature in general, walk in the nature, swimming, cycling. Endorphin, laughing, essential oils, comedy, being humorous and seeing comedy scenes, dark chocolate, exercising. So these are all the things. If we can some way incorporate some of these activities in our life day to day, there is a good chance that we are in a great mood, great energy, so that we can do what we really want to do in terms of developing ourselves, becoming much more helpful to ourselves and others, and change ourselves to be of great. Okay, so exercise is very important. Exercise is external. So it boosts your mood, combats depression, helps reduce stress, increases self-esteem. You can sleep better, improves memory, boosts energy, maintains and improves immune functions, helps reduce the risk of major illness, strengthens bones, you will live longer. So this is exercise. This is also, I'm just equating to this, the external influence, right? If somebody compliments you, somebody appreciates you, somebody pushes you, all those things are coming external for your growth, right? So that is exercise. And there is another important thing, which is inner size. So we have to do inner size also, not only exercise, which is outside, we do it for the body. The inner size is internal, we do it for the mind. Okay. Motivation is required to develop, achieve anything. If you want to maintain motivation, it is important to exercise internally within the brain. There is anterior insular cortex and anterior cingulate cortex. These are the two important areas which need stimulation for maintaining a continuous motivation. So that can be obtained by practices like self-reflection, mindfulness, meditation, all those things. So it stimulates the those parts, that AIC and ACC, and it gives you really motivation. Your deepest motivation starts in your brain. So you have to make sure that your brain is first triggered. If you don't have an emotional burning desire to accomplish something, then you probably will not do it. So that having that burning desire within the brain is very important. You will have the drive and emotional fuel you need to travel outside your comfort zone. That is very important, because you cannot develop yourself without going out of your comfort zone. So to go out of your comfort zone, you need the motivation. To get the motivation, you need to exercise your brain, you need to exercise your body as well. And you need to segregate those chemicals, what we talked about. You will have the motivation for action to make the transition from aspiration to achievement in your personal, professional, and spiritual life. So you need to develop yourself across all your life, which is basically your personal, professional, and spiritual life broadly. Okay, so any questions so far?
So what is it that helps in motivation?
So motivation, one is the external trigger, right? Which is your body. Your body has to be fit, so you do exercise. And also the people around you can help you and be positive, and they trigger you. That helps. But more than that, what is important is the inner size. So inner size is really developing, segregating those chemicals what we talked about, plus these specific things called AIC and ACC in the brain area has to be stimulated.
How do they get stimulated?
That gets stimulated by you doing self-reflection, you doing meditation, you being mindful. So whatever those things which you do on your own alone, that's what triggers this. So that gives you the motivation to go out of your comfort zone and improve yourself in whatever the area, particularly the broadly personal, professional, and spiritual. Yeah, so the point is, It is not sufficient that you go and attend some training or somebody keeps pushing you every day, you develop, or you know that you do to your kids, that you keep telling every day that you improve, you do this, you do that. It will not help. What is more important is the internal drive, right? Which segregates those chemicals and influences the part of the brain, right? That can happen only when there is a positive environment. There is a because why positive environment is required? Because it affects the people's internal environment as well, right? So in your family, if you keep fighting, if you keep shouting, the kids cannot do anything. Their internal brain and their internal environment, their psychology will be disturbed. How much ever they try, they cannot change themselves, they cannot grow, right? So the external environment also should help them to get into the internal environment. So the internal environment, how do they develop? By practicing some of these things: self-reflection,
Mindful.
thinking positively, mindfulness, meditation, thinking, being alone, and reflecting. So those are all required. So that time is required for every one of us. So we cannot be always be busy in with the office, busy with family members, busy with entertainment, busy with the TV, busy with social media. If you do that, you are not going to get your brain and your internal chemicals to help you to have that stamina for you to change. So you need to have alone time, you need to have the meditation, you need to have that mindfulness and conscious things. Whatever you do it consciously. Then you will get that stamina, you will get that power to change, power to improve yourself.
So I have a question.
Yes, Jarita.
So I heard in the beginning you saying that, we're all, we are composed of our beliefs and our value systems and all of this.
Right.
So, and you said the only way to change us would be when we go back and change the beliefs and value systems, right? Now,
correct.
It is not as easy as said, right?
Correct.
So let's say when there is some part of it. I mean, I've always experienced that there is some part of it. Yes, when I am attending a course or when I'm in, when I do certain meditation or something, yes, I have a very positive outlook. But there are moments where I am basically the same person sometimes. I have my set of beliefs, my values. I'm not saying it's the beliefs or values. It's basically how I think about myself and how you undermine yourself. So how can you flip that and make it towards being more positive and having more confidence in your skills and abilities, all of those?
Okay. So it has to be a continuous practice that you have your meditation practice, you have your reflecting about what's going on in your life, what else you want to do. So you have to have that alone time or that time to think about various things and free yourself. So you have to plan that time for yourself and do that.
Okay. I mean, sometimes, I mean, let's say we do it and still we are not able to uproot those certain beliefs that we have in our head.
Right. Okay. So the intensity has to increase. You can have similar minded people, you associate yourself with more people who are of similar intention to change, intention to have that kind of thing, right? That helps. So you increase the intensity. What you have currently is sufficient enough, but it is not enough to really change make major change or the transformation. So you need the intensity. So one way is to associate with more such people, so that that kind of thing, stimulation happens continuously, right?
Yeah.
That is one thing. The second thing is you can get into some programs like even this UMM. It also helps to a certain extent. So like this, some programs where there is a explicit focus on the development of yourself will help. And then more importantly, there is something called Vipassana meditation, where 10 days you go and you don't speak at all, right? For 10 days you don't speak, right? It really gives you so much of internal stimulation and clarity. So that will really give you the power to transform yourself.
Okay.
So like that, you have to find where and all you have that kind of opportunities. It is there in your day-to-day life. It's only that you have to just fine tune yourself.
All right, sir.
Right. So even your every one of your religion also gives you that kind of opportunity. You go to your religious place, sit for 5 minutes. That also helps, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, I have done a couple of courses spiritually. I mean, more to do more than spiritually, I would say associated with my faith.
Right.
Yeah. But again, when all is well, I would put it this way: when all is well, you can handle everything. But
Right.
when things are not going well,
Yes.
you don't have the power to overcome such thoughts. I think that's the best way to put it.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And in fact, when all is well, handling is nothing. So you don't even give any credit for that, right? When things are not well, how well you are able to handle, that is the measure.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I would again say that intensity, right? The intensity of internal reflection and internal change and internal meditation has to increase on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
So I would like to share.
Yeah.
Like as Jarita was sharing, I can relate like what you said, surrounding ourselves with people. If I look back my life today compared to a few years ago, I've come a long way. And today I'm so grateful and blessed to say that I'm surrounded by so positive and powerful people every moment as of today. So yeah, I have come from I think Rama, so you were not there when I shared my project life. So I've been through depression a couple of times. So mindfulness has helped me a lot in this journey. Like I used to be lost in thoughts all the time. Like I wouldn't be existing, always lost in thoughts. But today I'm a different person. And yeah, I feel so vibrant. Yeah, thanks to the people. I think I have moved away from people, and I don't know, luckily I'm surrounded. Everything has worked. I have worked, and the destiny has brought me amongst people in every place. Yeah, that helps a lot, keeping me in high spirits all the time.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Prashanti. And as she said, see, basically, Jarita, being with the nature really helps. It gives you power, that internal power for you to be strong and change. Okay, when you are there in the natural environment, whether it is some forest, beach, mountain, or whatever it is, and more importantly, with the people, right people. Because people are also part of nature.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ramasu.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, again, I come back for you. It's very good. It's very nice slides and something, so much informative and what do you call insights. I got a lot of insights. So I want some questions, brother. See,
Yes,
you
sir.
might have seen, I have seen a lot of this and that. We have been watching so much, spiritual speaking, this and all, yoga and whatever you're talking about. Even the religious oriented, praying and it's kind of a, namaz. As a Muslim, I'm Muslim, so I pray. It's kind of a yoga or meditation, something. 5 times praying means okay, this kind of thing. Even
Right.
people goes to temple, that kind of a pray. That is a kind of a meditation something. So every individual got something different kind of a platform. That's good, very nice. So what is ultimate is like how we are going to define Rama sir actually. What is chance? What is uh, you know chance? You got a chance something, right? This is my
Mhm.
chance. Okay,
Yeah.
this is my chance. What about choice? Choice and chance. How you're going to differentiate these two words, choice and chance? What about choice? What about choice?
Right.
Chance, chance and choices. Please, can you just a little bit throw some light on that, please? Thank you very much.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So chance is what the given things to you, right? Where you are born, where you have grown, what kind of education you got, what kind of work you do, what kind of people are around you, what kind of environment is there. So that is a chance.
Okay.
The chance is given to you already there, right? So you are in Tanjavur, you are not in California,
Yeah.
right? That is a chance. Now the choice is given this environment where I am in the environment, I have the choice to do what I want to do, to utilize the chance the way I want to do, right? So if I exercise that power, my internal power, to look at whatever is given to me as chance, I choose to do certain things instead of just being only worried about my own self. If I decide to help others, that is a choice I made. So skillful choice. So that is what Buddha used to say, that you can have skillful choices and skillful actions, or unskillful choices or unskillful actions.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Each one of us
Just
have
get
the
praise.
power.
Yeah.
Each one of us have the power to choose what's the skillful action or skillful choice.
Don't you agree that is something choices is something given by God something? God, see, I
That is
married
a
a girl
chance.
means
That is a
I married a
chance.
girl means given by God, right?
Yes, that
I
is a
can't change
chance
it.
given. That is a
If I
chance
like my
given by
pen,
the.
I like this pen, I like this mobile means I'm handling right now. This mobile means this is something chance or choice.
That is choice.
The mobile which I'm using, that's great.
That is a
So
choice.
ultimately, sometimes you have to believe in God. Whatever God
See,
gives us, yes. So you have
no,
to
there is
accept.
nothing to blame. There is nothing to
Yes,
blame God.
yes,
Whatever
yes.
nature does, whatever nature does,
Okay.
whatever God does, whatever the chance you get is
Yeah,
always good. It is always
that's
good. Only thing you can change is the choice, your choice, not the
okay.
chance. Chance is always good.
Oh,
So anything available in nature is chance, and what you do with that is choice.
that's great. That is a very good, uh, perfect example for that. Really. Thank you.
Right, sir.
Good.
Okay, so just one more point to make what Jarita asked. Yeah, so if you look at it, it is like iceberg, ourself, the way we are designed, the way we operate, we are like iceberg. Our internal self is at the bottommost. That self is connected with everything in nature. Then you have your yearnings or the desires, you have values, expectations, feelings, thoughts, and the behavior is what is visible outside, right? So everything else is internally there within you. So that is why you need that reflective time or meditative time, because there is so much you have to change. See what you are changing outside when you are dealing with your day-to-day life. What you are showing is only one part, behavior. But even to change that behavior, you need to change all this internal stuff. So hence, you need sufficient time for yourself to do all this internal reflection and changes inside, meditation and everything else. So does it give that picture, Jarita, why you need to spend that much time, why you need to increase the intensity of that reflection inside?
Yeah, Mr. Rama sir, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, brother. They are really
Yes.
that iceberg. But what you have seen, you have shown that slide. Really, it speaks volume again. It's very good. We don't see something. It what
Right.
we see this behavior because of internal inward sides. A lot of things happening, right?
Right.
So the
Right.
result comes out. Very good, very good. Really, I have taken this. This is my like a take-home message for my people.
Right.
Sir, before getting to close it, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
See, the life is uncertain. That is must, that is confirm. There. So people are, worried about so much thing. Especially this corona, this pandemic. These days, people lost their job, lost money, even lost their wife because of family issues. They're fighting each other. Kids are, as you said, they are fighting in front of children. Actually, parents should be a role model. Nowadays, they fight because of financial issues. We have seen a lot of people comes and issues, this and that.
Right.
So much,
Right.
the world collapsed. Everything's been spoiled. But yet, best yet to come. What I feel, you should be needy, right? You should not be greedy. So what is you are going to ultimate the something? This is something magical, something good for the society. What are you going to give a best suggestion? Especially the need of the hour is today. What is where people are facing? People are they talk themselves, they cry themselves, they are not happy. Always problem, this and that. Even money. The person who got money got into issue. He afraid of death. He doesn't know what's going to happen. So people are really is confused about it. So everything's been collapsed. So what I want to know, what is the ultimate goal to remain happy yourself always, not to see this world, that materialistic
Yeah.
world. What is
Yeah.
realistic world? Materialistic world, just avoid. Just see realistic. What is real thing? What is the ultimate is to make you happy ever and ever? Can you just explain, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. See, basically, you don't need to be, no, always. What is a selfless person or anything. Actually, if you're absolutely selfish person, then you will do automatically whatever is required,
Yes, sir.
right? So what is your ultimate aim? Whatever the time you live here, you
Yeah.
want to live happily.
Mhm.
So the happiness doesn't come just by materialistic things alone.
Mhm.
So the materialistic things are required for maintaining the body and maintaining the survival, basically survival. The materialistic things are required for survival.
Okay.
But if you want to thrive in life, if you want to be happy in life, what is required is many things. One of the things is helping others. If you are really selfish, you will help others. You
No,
will
I didn't
get
get you. What is that?
happiness.
What is that? If I'm a selfish, what did you say?
If you are truly selfish,
Hmm?
you will automatically help others, because
Wow,
if you are
wow, what
selfish,
a word. Yeah.
if you are selfish, you want maximum happiness, right?
Yeah.
The maximum happiness comes only when you help others, only when you are with the nature, only when
Nature.
you are with the nature, only when you are helping the
Keep on
people
saying nature,
and
nature,
others.
nature, Rama sir. Brother
Yes.
Rama, you keep on saying nature, nature. What really that much you're talking about nature? A person to be allowed, alone to be should be alone to love the nature and something different. What are you really talking about nature? You mean to say?
Okay. So
What really you're
nature
talking
is
about
not,
nature?
yeah, okay. Nature is nothing but you
Yes, you keep on saying
basically
this. Yeah.
yeah. So you don't confine yourself be open. It is like when you are not in nature, what it means, you have closed everything. You closed in your room, and that room is fully dirty, and no air flows, no light flows, and it is full of dirty. So
Acha.
that is not in nature. So when you are in nature, you open the window, clean the room, right? And let the light and air pass and keep it clean. So that room is nothing but our brain, our
That's
thoughts.
great. Room is like a brain. Okay.
Yeah, if you open your brain, if you open your thoughts, if you are open your internal stuff to the others, to other people, then you are in nature.
You are talking about that kind of way. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Fine.
because once you open, automatically the people connect with you, and the people are nature.
Acha. So you are close with the nature, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just you have not completed. So you not said that you're not completed as it.
Yeah,
That
so let's move on.
ultimate message you wanna give. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All kind
let's
of
move on.
issues. Yeah.
So now, if you have some time, if you have the note and pen, let's do one exercise now. Can you take your notebook and pen, please? And then sit straight and close your eyes and breathe deeply through your nose. Take a long breathe in and breathe out fully. If not through nose, even through mouth, you can breathe out. Breathe in through nose, breathe out either through nose or through mouth, but breathe out fully. Sit straight. Breathe in again and breathe out. Now watch your mind. What's happening? Is there any thoughts coming up? Is there any thoughts coming from outside or coming from inside? Just watch internally what is there. What can you see inside? Okay, just center and stabilize your mind. Breathe in deeply and breathe out again. Breathe in and breathe out. So now your mind is free and centered and receptive and active. Now slowly open your eyes. You can open your eyes and take your notebook and pen. So now you think about what's the big idea or desire of yours which holds the deepest meaning or deepest purpose and deepest value to you. So write down that. What is the biggest idea or the biggest desire you have, which has deep meaning, deep purpose, and deep value to you? You can close your eyes and think about it and then write. What is the biggest idea or the desire you have which has deepest meaning, deepest purpose, and deepest value to you? Take one. You may have one, two, or three. You may want to write it also, but take one. So if you've written it, again, close your eyes, just think about that big idea. Whatever you've written, one big idea which has the deepest impact for you, deepest purpose and value for you, meaning for you. Think about it. Close your eyes and think deeply about it. Focus on that big idea. Now open your eyes and write what is the goal you would like to set and what are the actions to take to achieve that idea. So write what is that big idea, what is the goal related to that or goals related to that, and what are all the actions required to achieve that big idea. Whatever you can think of. Write as many actions as possible and link it. First and foremost, the actions what you can take, and then if you need somebody else's help, you can write that also. But the primary thing is your actions. Okay, if you're written, again, close your eyes and think about the big idea, the various actions you listed out, and think about achieving that big idea. Now open your eyes and start writing. Why do you want to achieve this big idea or the goal? Why do you want to complete this? What will you get out of it? What are the reasons to achieve this big idea? What you wrote down. So why do you want to achieve that goal? Okay. So if you're done it, close it. Let's move on. So this should give you some idea on what is that you would like to. This is a demonstration for how you can go about internally exercising your power. Yeah, you can stop writing. So do you want to share something on what happened? Any of you?
Can I, sir?
Yes.
Mm, so what big idea? What is the, you can see behind me, that is Transform Studio Lab. It's my dream organization I want to establish. How I'm in the process, why I've written, I feel fulfilled as I use my energy, time, and talents to help people feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically does it give you that power, that internal push for you to really move forward in this, to achieve that big idea?
Yes.
So this is what needs to be done. So the exercise, we know there are a lot of things we can do outside. So what is that inner size which we can do? So this kind of thing has to come. Only then you can really take actions. You can achieve what you want you can improve yourself, you can develop yourself. So this is just a demonstration for yourself to energize your brain to develop yourself, right? So you need this kind of focus, this kind of energy, this kind of centering. Yeah, so that's the idea. So how do you get this? So you need to have that kind of environment with the people who can help you. You should have those chemicals segregating. You should have your meditation or your brain, that AIC and ACC motivation stuff has to come in. Only then you can do this. Okay, so moving on. So we need to have all these things. If you need to really truly develop yourself, you need the self-development, which is personal and social identity. You need to have cognitive perspectives, which is basically who am I? What am I consisting of? Then brain development, which is structure, connectivity, and function, and socio-emotional perspectives. What do others think about me? Where do I fit in? That is also should also integrate them. So all this development has to happen. It is not only your brain development, it is not only your cognitive perspective, it is not only your self-development, it is also socio-emotional perspectives. So only when you integrate all of them will you get real, permanent, everlasting, and useful development. So obviously there are barriers, right? So we all have fear of failure, fear of success, fear of looking foolish, fear of public speaking, fear of being unloved, fear of being judged, fear of change, fear of taking action. So all kind of fears are there, right? These are all barriers for us to really do our self-development. So there is a need for overcoming all these fears. So if you need to overcome all these fears, you need that internal stamina, which we talked about before. So how do you reprogram yourself? So I'm going from the bottom. Set formation, practice whatever you practice, you set that. Then you have to orient yourself. Look at all your past memories. See why you have all this fear and the barriers. It's all based on your past experiences and past memories. So that episodic memory recall, you can bring it out, and it creates your imagined suffering. So that is why the fear is coming, right? Instead of just imagining that, do clarify, bring clarity and equanimity on your fears and your past recalling, and then open monitoring you have to do by positive and affective reprisal. So basically whatever happened in your past, instead of thinking that it is bad and it is fearful and not do anything now, look at positively and evaluate, is it really applicable now? Is it still valid, right? Those fears what I developed in the past, is it still applicable now? So look at that objectively, and then look at this pro-social concern, mentalizing, shared experiences, remove those things, all those problems, and then create a new episodic memory. Now create a new experience, and then again, if it is bad, go back to this and follow this. Otherwise, you enhance that positively and create the new memory. So basically, in simple terms, what this diagram says is that, see, we are all creating barriers and fears because of the past memories and past experiences. So what you do is you just don't leave it at that. Examine that, whatever the fear, whatever the traumas, examine that in an open and positive way, and see whether it is still valid now. If it is not valid, just move on and create new memories, right? So let's say you went into a particular environment and you got affected, and you had some bad experience or traumatized, and whenever that comes again now, you are afraid and you don't want to do it. Instead, you examine, is it still relevant, right? Then you go and experiment and see that it is different now. Then your memory changes. Otherwise, what happens? Whenever that situation comes, your memory always says, oh, it's bad, don't do it. But that is not true. So you have to objectively evaluate and change the experience. So that is what, in simple terms, reprogramming. Otherwise, you will not be able to proceed at all. Always that memory comes and you cannot take any action. It will just paralyze you. So you need that stamina for you to really experiment with the current realities. So first thing is, okay, what is the strategy to follow to develop yourself? One is recognize the authorship. You are the author of life story you hold with you right now. So like what Nasser Khan asked, what is the difference between chance and choice? So chance is given. The way you are today, it is because of your choices, right? So you have exercised so many choices consciously or unconsciously, but recognize that that choice is made by you and you are the author of your own life story so far. And look at the new possibilities if you want to change it. Then take accountability. First and foremost, look at what is your story, your life story as of now. Second, take accountability. Own your story. The story, your life story is created by you. Whether you did it consciously or unconsciously, you did it. So acknowledge and take accountability for that. That my life story is created by me so far. Be serious about making changes because you don't like it. The reason why you are always trying, you are tempted to say that my life story is created by somebody else, right? But for my parents, but for the teachers, but for that, I would have been different. Nothing like that. They are all influencers, no doubt. But ultimately, it is your choice. And you made the choice knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, right? So own it up. So own your story and then be ready to change if you want to change. And all of us want to change. Then assess your story. So discover the story, look at it objectively, what really has happened, what is the storyline, who are all the characters, look at it objectively to reshape it, right? So instead of just wondering, oh, it is going to be a horrible story, I don't want to look at it, nothing like that. Look at the story very objectively and then decide what to change, because in your story or in anybody's story, it is not everything is bad. There are so many good things and there are not so good things. So look at what are the changes you want to make. What parts of the story needs change? What components needs to be changed? What characteristics need to be changed? What characters to be changed? And what are the disempowering beliefs which needs to be changed? Decide those things. And then map your changes. So create a roadmap for the story. Now you can modify the story. There is a big story already written by you. Now go and strike what you don't want, insert what you want. It is hard work. You have to do that. It is not just like that it will emerge, because it has to be, continuity should be there. There should be congruences. So all those things. So you have to appropriately delete everything, appropriately insert the things, right? So do that. So create a roadmap, create new goals and new success strategies and tactics for reshaping the story. Start authoring new experiences. Now that story you want to reconstruct it mentally, now actually implement it, right? So far my story has been like this. I don't like this. I want to change it. First change it, like we said initially, what Mahatma Gandhi said. First change in your beliefs, change in your thinking, and then change in your words, which is what we are saying, the story change, and then action, right? So new story by creating new mental and real life experiences. First create experience in your brain, and then create real experiences. What will you do differently? Change habits, change behaviors with retraining and repetition. It is not just once. You have to repeat it multiple times. You have to retrain your system, and then the new experience comes in. Then program your new identity. So now, after many experiences, after changing the story, after experiencing the new story, now you created a new identity for your story. Previously, it may be sad story or so and so story. Now you created a kind of courageous story or happy story or whatever you want to call. Create a new self-worth and self-image that will be sustainable and will help you to create the internal and external changes. So this is the way to look at it. You can be like, author who can change your story. You can be a director of your movie, change your movie story completely. So that's the way to look at it. So this is the model, mindfulness model. So here you have motivational factors like motivate your internal motivation, your internal intention, expectations, attitudes, and then mindfulness practice, right? What we talked about, where AIC and ACC motivation to create that what you need to do. So there is an emotional flexibility, attention, cognitive flexibility. And the more that is a core process. So mind training is mindfulness practice, where we said meditation and many things. And then core process is attention. Attention is the key thing. Whatever you do, put your 100% attention and do it. And then you have to have flexibility in your cognition and your emotional aspects. And then you create a mental stance. This is very, very important stance, which is non-judging awareness. So be aware of everything and don't judge anything, right? If you can take that mental stance, then your outcomes will be always good. Your physical well-being, mental well-being, your behavioral aspects, acting with awareness, acting with flexibility, acting autonomously, not always depending on others. You take your call, you move on. So that's how it works, right? So this model helps you that one. So have the motivational factors, train your mind, have a core process, take a mental stance of non-judging and awareness, and then the outcome should be physical well-being and mental well-being with appropriate behaviors. So this is the mindfulness model. And there are many tools to help in all these things: cognitive priming, success meditation, visualization, guided hypnotherapy, subliminal programming, behavioral modification, NLP, and many more are there. So I'm not going to go into these things. So with this, I will close the presentation. We can get into the question and answer.
Okay, great, great, nice session on the personal growth and how to ignite that personal growth. It's we have various ways to ignite it actually. That we need to think actually. Okay, time for quick
Can we
question.
take 10 more minutes, Kamal,
Yes.
for the question and answer? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10:15 we'll close it.
Okay. So if you have any questions, please you can ask to Rama sir.
Like Rama sir, like yes, like I having like
Capacity is on
practically
our
one issue, like not issue, like I have written my daily day-to-day goals. This is what I have to do.
Right.
But while actually doing, like I'm not able to do to the everything. Like I like I have like today I mentioned I want to do certain kind of activities. But practically out of 10 activities, I have completed only 4 activities. So that is making like kind of how to say, like I'm feeling guilty, and then I'm thinking like I'm not used that time properly. That's how I am thinking.
No,
So,
you can be forgiving yourself. You can be compassionate. You have to be happy that 4 out of 10 is completed, right? So that is your capacity right now. Okay, appreciate that, and then slowly improve the capacity. Don't blame, saying that no, I didn't do all the 10, right? What you need to, that is a negative approach. The positive approach is that whatever I said I will do, I could do 4. Excellent. That is a starting point. Okay, so appreciate, be in positive mindset. Then tomorrow it may become 5, right? Celebrate that. So create those 4 chemicals. by not accepting, by becoming, no, it's not good, by saying that it is not good, I'm not satisfied, you are really debilitating yourself. You are reducing your effectiveness. You are creating more negativity. So your system will go down. No, nobody is appreciating. So I cannot do anything. You have to appreciate yourself. I have done 4. Tomorrow I'll do 5. That's how you see. You have to treat yourself as a kid, right? You have to have 2 sides. One is that, yeah, I need to think. I have to do all these things. Fine. So once the action is taken, then you look at another perspective, saying that, okay, you are a small kid. You are trying to do all these things. Let me appreciate you. Let me assist you. Let me help you. That is the way to move on.
Like, sir, like after 6 o'clock, I was thinking about this. Then from 6:30 to 7:30, I was lying and then thinking, okay, this is how I have to do those, like, 1 hour wasted thinking about this.
Yeah. So instead of that, just appreciate and say that tomorrow you do, instead of 4, do it 5, and give sufficient time. Give you yourself, give sufficient time and sufficient leverage and leeway. So don't be harsh on yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
And don't scold yourself. Don't say negative things
Like
about yourself.
this has been followed for more than 8 years, sir.
Yeah, now you have to change. That is why that internal stamina is required. See, if you need to change, then you need to do that meditation. You have to exercise. You have to exercise. You have to reflect. All those things you have to do.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Can I share something?
And
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
1 second, Rama sir, Brother Rama.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Again, I come back. See, you are talking about something, the book of your life, of your own. You can be an author of your book, life book. Okay. I agreed. Somewhat I'm agreeing to disagree something. See, God determined, is predetermined by God, everything, God giving you that will. This is your own will, this is, it can be, something, whatever you did, good deed, bad deed, whatever you do it deeds, according to that, you will be given, you get to pass into, go to heaven or hell. That is different. But thing is, God has determined,
Right.
when he decided, nobody can give it to you. When he decided not to give it to you, nobody can give it to you. So
Correct.
God decided everything. Your story has been already, he is the main director, he knows everything, big accountant, he is the master of all, he knows everything. How come that you are talking about, can I
God
be a
gives
own?
this.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, can I be a own?
Yeah, let
How
him-
can be? How can be a own book of my? That you're talking about the author of my book. When he is the master, he knows. He's the director. He's the writer. He knows everything. What to get, where to get, how to do.
Absolutely. No, you are
What
right.
about my
You are
food?
right.
What about? I'm talking to you because
You are
of
right,
God,
sir.
right? Yeah. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah, got it. So you are not the author of your book. God is the author of your book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all over. Yeah, there is nothing to answer.
No.
God is
That is
perfect.
there.
And
No. Just for sake
God's
of
book
your,
is perfect.
sir, for sake of. No, Mr. Rama, brother, when for the sake of your dialogue, for the sake of argument, not argument, healthy argument, you're talking about you can change, you can alternate, you can change behavior, you can put whatever you want, alternation, whatever you want to do, make you the better book, the best book. How is it possible when he already decided? He decided something.
No.
For
Forget
you,
about it.
Nazar Khan.
Forget about what
Finish.
I said.
Yeah.
No, Nazar Khan, sir. Forget about
Yes,
what I
yes,
said.
sir.
If you
Okay,
truly
sir.
believe that your story is written by the God, and God is perfect,
Yeah.
and your book is perfect, why the hell
Yes.
are you worried about it? You please be happy,
Okay,
right?
sir. Thank you.
Are you happy or not?
Sir, I'm happy, sir. I'm happy.
If you're
That is why I'm happy.
if you're not happy, you are not believing in the God.
No. That is why I'm happy. See, something I
Right.
lost in my business. This is God decision. This is good. This
Yes.
is done by God, not by
Accept it.
from my hand. So I'm happy.
Accept. Yeah, absolutely. See,
Yes,
that is the
sir.
best way.
Yeah.
That is the best way.
Yeah, if
Right,
you
so
should not
the
go for,
reason-
you should
the
not
reason
always
why-
go for past tense, tense, these are all tenses, you should not go for
Yeah.
past, you should not think about future. This is only like a grammatical tenses.
Yes,
So
see,
you
that is
just
a
live
evolved,
as
that
yes,
is
sir.
a evolved living. See, if you can
Yes.
live that way, right? You are in the spiritual realm. You
Yeah.
are a evolved person. You can accept
Yeah.
whatever comes in the life as
Yeah.
what God has given, and you can accept that. So that is
Thank
the
you.
best way, right?
Thank you.
Not
sir.
everybody can do it. If somebody can do
Ramasan,
it, that is the best way.
Thank you.
Ramasan, can I add?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can you share the number, Rama,
Yeah,
sir?
this
Share
is
your number.
Ravi.
Yeah, yeah, I'll share it.
Uh,
I'll share it. So,
Thank you.
Ramasan,
Thank you. We'll
I
speak later
think,
on.
yeah,
I think
Sure, sir.
whether
So Ravi sir,
whether we
Ravi sir,
know,
1 minute, 1 minute, Ravi sir, 1 minute. I think Prashanti has been holding for quite some time. Prashanti, go ahead.
I forgot. I think I was talking about, as Selva was telling, I could relate the same feelings.
Okay, so Selva will come back. Selva will come back. Let Ravi sir complete. I think he wants to say something about Nasser Khan. Yes, sir, Ravi sir.
Ramasan, I think how do we know that this is the final version of the book the God wanted us to be? It may be still we are still writing the chapter, sir. Nothing. It is not the end. I think I prefer that way. We
Sure,
are still
sir.
being
That-
edited, still
See,
being
that's a choice. That's a choice each one of us have. We have the
Yeah.
choice to decide whether we want this is the creation of creation of God, and I will accept as it is, or how many versions I would like to change. That is my choice. So Nasser Khan
Yeah.
decided that it is God's book. It is perfect. I'm going to accept as it is. Perfect. That is the topmost way of accepting. Whereas Ravi sir decided that I want to have at least 10 versions, whereas Rama decided to have only 3 versions, and somebody else decided that I don't bother. Let the book be whatever the way it is. So that is a choice we are each one of us exercising. Yes, Prashant.
My point is different, Ramasan.
Yes, sir.
God decided many more versions of us. We limit ourselves.
Sure. So see, I don't see any conflict between what Nasser Khan says, what you are saying, what I am saying, what anybody else thinks.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyhow, it was a
What
wonderful
Nasser
session,
Khan was
Ramasan.
saying.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, Prashant.
Yeah. Just I have two, 3 points, Prashanti. Just I will complete. So, first of all,
Yes.
very important thing for every one of us in this mastermind program or elsewhere in our life. The fundamental thing is 5W1HP. If we follow that, very, very simple thing, we'll be able to recalibrate our campus. That's very important. And my request, Ramasan, this session is just fantastic. Really, you are telling the model.